Okay, so I'm back. I'm back for the finale. Yeah, I missed a bunch of episodes, and I've seen them. I just have not had a review for these episodes in the middle. It's been a very strange season, but I came back, and we're exactly where I thought I was going to be with our new castmate. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Listen, no, I really don't have any apologies. It just is what it is. It's been a very strange season. So I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off, if you will. We're at the finale. We got a 3-part reunion starting next week. I told y'all I'd be back at the end. Um, like I said, this is Marriage Medicine. This is season 10. This is the finale episode. Our new person, Phaedra Parks. We are exactly where I thought we would be with Phaedra. It feels like Phaedra's on a completely different show. Her scenes could have been spliced into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her scenes could have been spliced into Real House of New Jersey. It's just like she's on a whole different show. She got her own show going on inside their show. Is basically how it feels. Am I a fan of that? No, not really. Not really. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not so opposed to it either. It just kind of is what it is. Marriage to Medicine has left me in a lurch. All the things that I usually say about Married to Medicine, I can't say this season because I don't feel that. It's like it's been a very strange season. I still love you all, but it's just been a very strange season. You all have had very strange movement, and I just don't know what to say for you. I haven't left you. I haven't left you because I've been here since you've been on television. So it just kind of is what it is. But I didn't sit down every week and talk about it because it wasn't a lot to talk about, really. It was kind of scattered, and some of what was going on I didn't care about. It wasn't there was nothing really going on with the people who've been here. So let's just go here. Funny thing, like I said, Phaedra got her own thing going on. The very first scene where we got these, they're doing like this yoga, and Phaedra is out there laying there sleep. Talking about, no, I ain't sleep. She was asleep as hell. Hilarious. Classic Phaedra. Funny. She delivers. She's always gonna be clean. She's always gonna be snarky and quick with her mouth, and she's always gonna make you laugh. She delivers, but you could put Phaedra in any show, and I believe it'll work. It'll work. That's just Phaedra. She made good TV, so it just kind of is what it is. That's all right. But I laughed so hard at her. See, because that would be me out of daggone yoga. What? And now I'll do stretches and whatever, but I'll put me into a dance situation, you know. But yoga, child's too slow, it's too quiet, honey, and I'll be over there, baby, snoring. And it wouldn't be nothing like, and I snore. It wouldn't be nothing nice. So I laughed at that. Moving on. They were sitting down having this whole little sit down, and the whole thing with Dr. Kima. Dr. Kima, it's been an ongoing thing with him. He has these Nigerian ways, and of course, these American women ain't feeling it. So they really do give Dr. Alicia, a hard way to go about how things run at her house and that kind of thing. Um, should I feel bad that like I don't care? I don't care about them. I don't. I don't care about them. And I don't care if they don't come back. And they haven't done anything per se. I mean, Dr. Kima, he says stuff, and it's all real male chauvinistic, and and all of these things, and that gives them something to fuss about. Like they had the one little line where he said, yeah, she's been trained, right? And Dr. Jackie stuff was like, women are not trained. Dogs are trained. Yeah, okay. Care. I don't care. I don't care. And after a while, they're not going to care, and they wouldn't in real life, real life. Dr. Jackie would never be hanging anywhere with a Dr. Kima and a Dr. Alicia. And neither would none of the rest of Heavenly wouldn't be hanging with them. That stupid stuff to come out of his mouth, nobody would hang with them. They'll be hanging by themselves. It's just ridiculous. Unless they have another Nigerian couple that lives under those same guys. But some of that stuff to come out of his mouth, please. And then you hear Damon, Dr. Damon, kind of agreeing with the things that Kima was saying. Okay, but Heavenly in front of the cameras ain't gonna sit around and agree with it. She'll agree to, because we know she's a punk behind it. See, when it comes to Damon, because when Damon looked at her, she shut her mouth. But her persona on the show, I don't know. I don't have anything to give to the situation. I really don't. And they were at the table and they were talking about has anybody ever, it's a couple's dinner, but has anybody ever asked for a divorce? And the only male that raised their hand was Eugene. And why, instead of laughing, Toya, that's like, you should be alarmed. You should be alarmed. Because it's usually a woman that wants to get out of a marriage. Usually it's not a man wanting to get out of a marriage. You should be alarmed, and then want to make some changes, because you got a bad habit of like running over your husband. And that's all you do. This show, I don't know how good this show actually, financially, I think it does well for you two, but I don't think as far as I don't think the show makes y'all's marriage strong. I think it tests y'all. I think it always puts y'all in a place of testing what y'all actually got going on. Because it's definitely dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional, but, the show actually just puts a light on all of the dysfunction. So, I don't know, just kind of weird. Anyway. So, that was the whole shebang. That's the whole shebang. A lot of this talk in these past episodes about going to Hilton Head, and it was a narrative. I definitely believe it was. I believe it was an oversight. I don't think that Simone was actually setting Jackie up. I think she didn't know how it was going to be received, being as though that's where the cheating actually took place with Curtis. But again, that's because Simone thinks like a man and not like a woman. All the other women were dead on it. It was like, women have a different type of discernment. Simone ain't got that. Simone is the whole in a relationship. Okay. That is Cecil's husband, wife. That's just the way that is. That's his bestie. So she think like a man. So I see where it went over her head and under her feet. So that was definitely a narrative that Dr. Heavenly was spinning, to keep the storyline going. She's the mess keeper upper. That's her. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Here, Jackie was planning at a little sit down. She's planning this Med Gala. Now, I think this was a good idea. I think this is excellent for their community of doctors there in Atlanta. It's like based off of the Met Gala. I'm like, listen, any excuse to get dressed and be sharp. I think this was great. I think this was a great idea. It sounded like a whole bunch of fun. $1,000 from each of the ladies to pitch in, which, that's lunch money for them for the most part. And then here's this situation with Toya. And Toya, I said, Jesus Christ. So you just don't mind being the broke friend. You don't mind being perceived, because you're not broke, but you don't mind being perceived as the broke friend. Because you just put yourself right back there. I'm not going to pay the $1,000 because I'm going to actually bring my wine. And she could not get it through her skull. And then Eugene, I'm like, you being ghetto right along. That's why I call y'all the Hamburglar and the damn and Grimace. That's the, y'all, you don't get it. She don't get it. Y'all both looking stupid. You want to bring your wine in, but you could not get it through your skull. They're bringing the wine in. That is advertisement for you. So you giving the wine can't take place of your portion. Everybody got to pay their portion. Everybody got to pay their portion. You're part of a group. You pay your portion. And then whatever you do above that is what you do above that. But you must pay your portion. But you didn't want to pay your portion. You wanted to give up the wine. Damn the wine. Damn the wine. And you just couldn't see it. That the wine was actually to your benefit. That the wine was an advertisement for you. Just couldn't see it. And Eugene just didn't want to see it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is going to be crash and burn. This is not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. Anyway. As soon as we get there to the gala, it happens. It's the same old back and forth. They're doing their thing, and Heavenly's on the mic. And Heavenly breaks out, and she introduces Simone. And Toya, being a smartass, is going to correct her in front of all these people. Going to correct her because there was a whole situation where they pulled down her stuff. I was like, oh, come on, that was tacky. But they were like removing her banners and stuff, and she made them put them back up. I'm like, oh my God, they're ready to cause a scene, and they put everything back up or whatever. But Heavenly got her. She corrected Heavenly, which was embarrassing in front of all these people. It's actually Dr. Simone, so forth and so on. So it was rude. It was uncalled for, and Heavenly rock socked her with a 2-piece punch, honey, and gave. Well, oh, yes, it's Dr. Simone, this, that, thing, and the other. And by the way, Toya didn't pay. I said, no, she didn't do that in front of the whole audience. She let everybody know that Toya did not pay. And Damon and Eugene ended up having a little chat because Eugene was pissed. And Damon was like, they shut theirs down real quick. But I was feeling Damon like, shut up, get out my face. Y'all stupid. Y'all out of order. Don't say nothing to my wife. Go on. Heavenly was out of order. That was a lot. But then so was Toya. Just a mess. You left yourself out there. She was unnecessary. She got an unnecessary. Listen, it is what it is. Heavenly was just looking for an end to be able to do her snake shit, and she did it. So it is what it is. You kind of brought it on yourself, Toya. So I can't say I felt too bad for you because truth is you didn't pay. You didn't pay your portion. Anyway, so everybody's doing everything. Everything's going really well. Hell, Toya, Anila actually came with Toya and Eugene. So I was like, oh, why is she here? Anyway, but Quad, bring her butt to the thing. And this heifer came in the way that Quad is supposed to come in. This stuff y'all get ready to see next week. Y'all got to go back. If you've not seen my review of the looks for the reunion, you must go see it. Quad. But at the Met Gala, Quad was so goddamn clean. You could have switched out and wore what you wore to the reunion to the Met Gala, or just not at all. And you could have wore what you wore to the Met Gala to the reunion. Dress was banging. It was a little short number, banging, fitting like a glove. Hair was snatched. Makeup was hot. It was everything that it was supposed to be when you make a resurgence back onto the scene after being asked away by these hoes. Because that's how they treat it. And I love y'all dearly, but I say it with, I can't even say I'm saying it with no disrespect. It's meant with disrespect. These hoes. Because she showed up and you all showed y'all's ass again. Now, Quan, I don't know what you need from them. Come in close, my love. I don't know what you need from these ladies, but these ladies are not your friends. Do you understand? They are not your friends. They have made it perfectly clear they don't want to be bothered with your ass. Period. You now are completely Mariah 2.0. You're out. You are out. Like you've been on Project Runway, honey. You are out. Sorry, my dear. You're out. You need to slay them every time you show up anywhere that they are. And I love them all for the most part. But every time you are anywhere in their presence, you need to make them eat. That's just the way it is. You need to be there, each last one of them. You need to be their Achilles heel at this point and never be caught off your game. The way you came into that Met Gala, that's how you need to do it. She came in there and served Sweet Tea and Gregory so much, kissed my ass. It wasn't even funny. Oh, how's everything? She was so fake. She was so fake. It was so scrumptious, honey. So fake. Then gonna tell Dr. G, where's Dr. G? Tell him to come on over. You ain't gotta act like that. Come on over, baby, because she did. Teddy's sitting all up. I said, girl, do you mind if I hug him around his neck? And Sweet Tea was looking, she wanted to die. I said, girl, why don't you just tell her now? Why don't you just tell her now? Because I would have told her now. No, you can't hug my husband. Didn't you hug him enough? Go on about your business. I wouldn't even play Quad's game. And he was over there nervous pervers. I said, She served. Do you hear me? Served like an old nasty piece of queen, which she is. An old nasty piece of queen, honey. I said, this is the Quad that I gets off into. I'm like, girl, that's what I'm talking about. She served and tore up that event. I said, girl, it was a mess. It was a mess. She literally ruined Sweet Tea and Dr. G's night. Ruined their night. Toya, Anila, and Eugene seen her coming, and them three girlfriends ran on out the door. They was like, yeah, girl, we walked on out. We didn't even have to speak to her. We walked right past her. You ain't heard her because she was coming in there to kill and destroy. And y'all were destroyed because y'all left. Heavenly missed her because she was already gone. I said, child. And the whole thing was Simone made this statement, and I'm going to leave this right here until we go to a reunion. When Simone said, by now, because Jackie was worked too. Jackie's nerves was where I said, Jackie, all of them looked stupid to me. And that y'all looked ugly in this whole part. Y'all really did, because y'all threw her out, and then y'all nasty with it. Y'all exiled her from the island, and y'all didn't want to be bothered. And when I said, who invited Quad? That's it. There is no more chance for reconciliation. It is what it is. Y'all don't want to be bothered. But when Simone made that comment, she should have called by now. She should have called each of these ladies by now. Call you hoes and say what? I wish I would pick up my cell phone and call any of you when we go on to a vacation and y'all as a collective ask me to leave the vacation. Not only would I not call you then, I would never talk to you again. If you called me, there wouldn't be no conversation. I would have no use for you. Now, we work together because we are an ensemble cast on a reality show. So the only thing that you all would ever get from me is what contractually I had to give you. And every time I seen you, I'd make each one of you hoes eat. I would make you nervous. I would make you sweat. And I would make the lace on your wig pop every time I was in your presence. If I had to spend every dime I had, every dime, am I petty? Can be. But every time I was in your presence, if I had to spend every dime I had, I'd outdress you. I'd outbitch you. I'd out nose up you every time I was in your presence. Every time. And I would have no conversation for you other than contractual conversation. I wouldn't deal with you all at all. Period. I'd be nice to your children, and that's the only God-fearing thing that I would do. Everything else would be dagger in the back. Period. I ain't even gonna tell you don't judge me. Have at it. But that's what I would give if I was Claude. I sure would. Yeah, she did some things and all of that, but they being just as fake too, because months have gone by and y'all ain't standing on shit and saying we don't like the bitch and we don't want to be bothered with her no more. No, y'all sitting around giving girl, slay them. And I love y'all dearly, but y'all deserve to get what y'all get. Y'all are trying to unwrap the bitch, and she needs to let it loose. That's all I got to say. Listen, like I said, if you have not seen my video about the looks for the reunion coming up this weekend, take a look. I will pin it so that you can see it if you've not seen it. Other than that, I'll see you on Sunday for part 1. Okay? All right. Mwah. Catch y'all later.